All right, we are here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this live stream today. Super stoked to be with you all as always. And yeah, I'm going to do a fun reading today. I'm going to do inner union, outer union, and what that looks like for this month of July. So these are the overall energies. These are some big themes that we're going to be experiencing within ourselves and seeing beyond ourselves or in our external connections, perhaps within our unions. All right. I've drawn all the cards, but I haven't flipped them over yet. So this is very exciting. The suspense is killing me. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am really stoked to see what's going on here. Okay. Wow. We got some big updates. Okay, so July, this is a very powerful month. This is a 7 month. To me, this means like that there's gonna, if we're looking at like the chariot energies, this is a month where things are gonna start moving. Now, I feel like a lot of you probably really were in the month of June, we're perhaps feeling like a lot of energy kind of like sitting, not necessarily stagnating, but it was like really this slow grow kind of happening within of like there was a lot going on under the surface, a lot being stirred up. Some of this is like in relation to Uranus and Neptune. So you may have had some like dreams kind of coming up that maybe were heavier, darker, a lot of subconscious processing, a lot of internal reflections and work in that way. So now we are moving into the month of July. We're in the summer months up here. We're starting to really feel this movement, this momentum, this chariot perspective. Now, I did post a video earlier today about sorry, the dogs are barking and then I got a tickle in my throat. Oh no. Anyway, so I did post a video earlier today about the strength card, card number 8, which is the infinity symbol. That number is very strong with my medicine. I was born on Lionsgate 8-8, and I've really been feeling the energies of that like internal external union, which is why I'm doing the reading the way that I'm doing today. Because instead of focusing on masculine and feminine, I want to focus on the within, being whole, embodied, balanced within our own masculine and feminine. So that channel, and then the external channel, which is the reflection in which we see. So we're looking at the within, we're looking at what's showing up in this world. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start. I think I'm going to start with the internal journey. This is how we're going to move, and we begin with Hansel and Gretel. Now, Hansel and Gretel is the sixth. This is the lovers card. Okay, and so what this card really tells me is that, from the perspective of the inner child, there's been a lot of deep nurturing going on. There's been a lot of hand holding. There's a lot of really seeing the inner child for the journey that they've gone on. And in this same regard, what we're actually cultivating, this is inner union. This is two halves working together, into the shared story, into the thing. What I like about in this depiction too, we have here, it's like it's the sacred heart is like kind of just dangling above. But what I really see is this triad, this triangle of sacred energy that's emerging here. Okay, so internal, and this is a message from the inner child. Now, what this looks like externally and how this shows up in the connection is this Four of Wands. All right, and I'm really feeling like the summer energy, the gardening, the working together, the barbecues. This is community coming together and really celebrating the shared mission, the shared joy. What I like is like they're actively working on this gardening plot to create the foundations for what is to come. This is also the Four of Wands, which is our 1111 card. This card often is signifies marriages and celebrations. So this message coming together, to me, is really indicative of that inner union starting to bloom externally. Okay, the foundations are being laid for the wedding. Like this card is almost like the proposal, and this is like the planning of the wedding. Okay. And coming from the inner child, what's is really beautiful, I feel that that means that we're reaching like a collective a wholeness within ourselves so that we can actually move into these connections with strength and grace. All right. Okay. So moving on to how this is maybe feeling internally for the adult self, for those watching the video. And I love this combination as well. I'm just geeking out by this reading, to be honest. The cards are really speaking to some beautiful themes, and they're very consistent across the board. Okay, so internally, what we're feeling as adult soul is sunlight. Okay, now I did mention that I did this, sharing on the strength card, and something I didn't quite hit hard enough, I think, in it is it's kind of what the astrologer I work with, Simon of Rising Vibrations, he calls centaur life. So this is that Sagittarius energy. And what I feel with the Sagittarius is really this like beautiful, you're half animal and you embrace it. The centaur, of course, is half human, half horse. But I in my brain always visualize it as the goat one, which I forget what the name of that is. But anyway, I think this is like a Mr. Thomas vibe. I got a great story about a goat if you ever want one. Anyway, but this is the sun card, okay? So to me that this is really this blooming of the inner radiance because of the harmony that's going in. This also is invitation to go play in the sun. This is what it feels like to be your free, wild, loving, embodied, balanced self. I really feel balance with this centaur like being. This mystical being, and to feel that balance and to be having that within is really about moving forward on this journey. Okay, so the fact that we are stepping into our own radiance and our sun is a beautiful reflection of this inner work and that grounding with the inner child. Okay, now how this is I'm going to not go into how this is showing up externally just yet, but we will get into that contrast, because the bridge to the outer world for the current times, and again, this is the theme throughout the whole month. So if you're not feeling this, this is the things that are really starting to percolate. We've got this Knight of Wands, okay? Now, I really feel like these two would be a great pair, to be honest. But I feel like she is the human version of this. We even see the horse in the background, the wild horse dancing while she drums. All right. So this is the bridge to the outer world, for that internal union. And what we're bridging into is the Ace of Bowls. Now, this came up in another reading the other day. This is a fresh new beginning. This is fresh heart energy moving through. I really feel that a lot of the density that we've been moving through, where we've been feeling stuck, what's been going on with that is like we're in the process of shedding so that we can rebirth, that we can welcome in the new connection. We can, and that might be with a new person. That also might just be that the things that we've been calling and desiring are actively coming into our experience. Okay, so this really is significant of this like emotional birth. Now, I'd like to do a toss back too to this card too. I see a triad here. We've got a triangle going on. It's you, me, and the Holy Spirit. The sacred you, me, the sacred heart, however you want to view that, or the union energies. It's like anytime we're connecting, it's not just two wholes, it's the unified, then what the unified whole makes. And this is why, like, bringing God or universe or spirit or however you want to identify it, it's the Oreo cookie becomes whole with the two pieces coming together and the cream in the center. That's not sexual, by the way. Anyway, really beautiful stuff. Okay, now we will go down to what this is, what the external union looks like within this process. And we immediately have the enchanter. Okay, so to me, that this is a full embody of one's magic. And again, it's these percolating energies that are starting to come together. As we see it with this Four of Wands, this is still foundational magic that's being brewed and construed. It's coming together in this really radiant way so that so we can see this manifestation. Now, how this looks in the outer world, and I'm geeking out because for me personally, this King of Wands represents the divine masculine in my life, who I've felt the most sacred connection with in recent years. And to me, he is the King of Wands. And when I see the Enchanter and the King of Wands together, I know that there's active magic happening, because if this is the internal world within the union, the bridge to the external is like the work of manifestation. And and in this card too, just as this one, it's an embracing of the wild self and the mystical self. It's the animal and the human coming together. It is this divine orchestration. So seeing all of these cards together, it's really deeply inspiring. We have a lot of fire energy in these cards, a lot of alchemy that is going, which makes sense. We're in summer, we've got a lot of sunshine coming our way. And it's definitely quite mystical. So just, so being with this is the internal journey. This is the external bridge into the process. Now, where does this take us into the physical world as it relates to the union? Now, again, I'm seeing so many consistent themes coming up within these cards that just feel so inadamantly, I don't know if that's the right word, so blatantly clear. All right. So where this takes us with the external union is the 10 of arrows. This is extremely, what I see with this card would be the 10 of swords. But what I see with this card is community coming together. And this it ties us back to this initial theme here, right? We've got the 10 of arrows merging and coming together with the 4 of wands. It's the foundation, it's these conversations, it's the building of community. So, as I think about, I'll tie it to these fairy tales, is there's always external helpers when it comes to manifesting our union. Snow White, you have all the dwarves that value Snow White for her beauty, for her radiance, for what she offers their household. And in that time, she heals and she is of service simultaneously. What we also see in that is community coming together and supporting the dream and the vision that the feminine is starting to embody. And so that's really what I see with these seeds of community. It's coming together. If they're laying the foundation so the one can come into the place where they're seen, cherished, and valued. And of course, we've been doing that work within. This is what we're seeing in these cards. We're embracing it so we can have this like fresh new beginning and really be with who we are. Okay, so a little more going down the line, coming back to the internal union energies. um, these cards both came out. First was the bloom in the mud. Okay. So this is a toss back to this dance of the shadows, the light, the beauty, the beast. And what I'm actually, it was funny, I did that sharing on the other video. I'll post it I'll tie it to this one. Anyway, but I just kept thinking, I was like, is it Beauty and the Beast or Beauty in the Beast? Beast in the Beauty. And we're seeing all of this. So this theme of like blooming in the mud is that lotus flower. It is this like coming out of the muck and into this like full radiance. We don't have to stay in that shadowy world anymore. We can really come forward to such exquisite presence and being. Now, what also comes forward is this remember the bones. I actually don't feel like I've seen this card before. I'm still pretty new to this deck, but I thought I looked through everything. And it is this number 8. Okay. But what I actually see in both of these cards is this reflection of the as above, so below. It is the light and the shadow. It's the beauty in the beast in both of them. All right. So the flower in the mud. The remembering the bones is like, where did we come from and where are we going and how do we embrace like the wild nature of those darker places while embodying the light. All right. So this is like powerful internal journey. All right. And the external union reflection, the first card that came out was Bravely Go. And I love this little goblin. He is ready to be on his mission. He is happy. He is a goblin king for sure. And what came forward is this noble little horse. Okay. So again, we're having this theme come forward of the beauty of the being and the beast. Okay, you know, our cultivated self and our wild self, they're both on journeys together. So this coming up externally is just again another reflection of how this is moving. This one says light the candle of grace. Okay, and you know, both are moving forward. You know, he's got a stick blazing forward, she's got a candle. Both are moving forward on this journey, and I really feel like it's lit up, the path is becoming clear. I love this light the candle of grace. Just sit with like the meaning of that. It takes me back to how we share our light. And you know, I think I went to a church service at like a universal Unitarian, I don't know, some sort of church, and we all had candles and we passed the light. May the light be with you and also with you. May the light be with you and also be you. And as we bravely go forward, you know, that ties me back to like the theme of this, you know, this month. It's the seven, it's the chariot. Like there is movement happening, and we will start to see it in the external. And a lot of that might come through community first. Okay, so how I want to tie this together is I asked for the overall theme for the internal journey, and what I get is St. John's wort, radiance. Okay, and I initially put that on top of these cards. Nothing can grow without the light. You need the sunlight to bring light into to the seeds that were growing under the darkness, to bring warmth to the soil, to bring warmth to our skin, to our hearts. And again, what do we see here? We see the wild, the radiant, which she's got antlers on, just like this little goblin. They're matching. All right. Oh, she's running towards her goblin king. This is like running towards the celebration. She's sounding the troops. Da 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 da. There's the burning down of the old house, which to me is this reflection of like we're really moving into new territory. We're, you know, the bridge is the rainbow that's moving forward. Incredibly profound. I really love this. Um, Okay, and for the external or the outer union, what we see is kava kava community, and again, it's more people coming together and celebrating. Okay, so what I really feel in this is there's this incredibly profound movement that's going on internally of like embodiment, embracing our radiance, embracing our wild selves, moving, playing, being full, embodied, really understanding where our path is taking us and being ready to go there. And as that shows up externally and how it relates to our outer union, is we're going to start seeing all of these keys, clues and indications coming forward so that we can really accept and allow our journey to come into being. This might be an amplification of synchronicities, but I really also feel that it's a physical energy support. You're going to see more community coming together. You're going to see more things come into manifestation. Trust that, follow it, cultivate it, refine it. You know, that is where we get into this wizard energy. And even in the radiance of our sun, we have double sun going on in the internal world. This is incredibly beautiful. Double sun. This really shows me this embodiment. And I love that this is like a more masculine figure. This is more feminine figure because, again, it ties right back to this you know, to the masculine and feminine in this card, the masculine and feminine in this card, the masculine and feminine vibes in these cards. Okay, so we have all of this going on, and we're working internally in this really harmonious process of loving ourselves. Sit down and write a list of affirmations of all of the things that amplify your own beauty, that bring love into your heart. All right, this is incredibly powerful that we get to be together in this, and I'm very excited about it. So, All of this being said, and then as we move down, it's like these community energies are strong. I mean, this comes across the board of community coming together, of working together. And I like the progression. It's like, this foundational work happens, the soil is starting to be prepared. They come together, they talk about what they want to be planted, and then they celebrate. They enjoy the fruits of the harvest that are moving forward. So this is really beautiful. I'm feeling really good about the month of July, because the cross points of everything that are coming together just speak nothing to me besides that we're in it. We are in that phase of physical embodiment, not only within ourselves, but we're seeing it within each other and with our community. And in that, I really feel that true union isn't far behind. I think we're in the part of the fairy tale. If I'm that we're out of the heaviness, but like not we're in peace right after the heaviness, I guess is kind of what I'm seeing there. It's that pause right before the happily ever after. And in that pause, there's still sacred work that's doing. It's others catching up to the experience. If it's Snow White, it's the prince finding her in the forest. I need to read the original of that tale to uh keep sharing it the way that I have been. But a lot of times I'm thinking of Disney. I like the way they tell stories, and I don't view it about being saved. I view it about like embodying your true full journey. Whew, all right. I think I want one more card for the overall of how these two readings are connected. And I didn't pre-draw this one because I just want to add one more little piece. How is this all connected? The inner and the outer. What are we working with? Forgiveness. And as we have as above, so below, we have the sun and the moon, and we have the stars, we have these celestial presence. What I love about this act of forgiveness is as we forgive, we free ourselves, and as we forgive our each other, we free ourselves back within a community. And the more we forgive, and that we bring love and harmony to the land, to each other, to ourselves, the more we bring in these acts of forgiveness, the more we're embodying this as a whole, as above, so below, eternal spectrum for the greater good of all. And is the sun, it is the night, it is the yin, it is the yang. So what I really get from this card is we're really coming into like a beautiful place of love shining in our hearts and embodying our experience. So this has been very exciting to me. I hope that you are also enjoying it. And nobody has popped on for a reading. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that for today. Thank you and for tuning in. Please feel free to like this video, subscribe. If something resonated, comment. Whatever you do is great. You can also reach out for personal readings if you would like that. You just send me an email. That's all. And or even if you contact here, we can just we find a way to connect. It's most important. And yeah, I wish you all a blessed day. Happy times. Aho.